Welcome to the weekend edition of the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. Today's podcast features all the best segments from this week's slate of Undisputed. With in-depth interviews and discussions, we have a lot to talk about heading into next week. Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. Well, our next guest averaged over 14 points per game last season with the Knicks. In his 7-year NBA career, he's been in Utah, Oklahoma City, and now New York. Enes Kanter, welcome to Undisputed.
Thank
you for being here.
Thank you for reminding me.
All right, well, the biggest news this offseason was LeBron to the Lakers. So I figured we'd start there. What was your reaction?
First question. I was not actually shocked. I was expecting that.
Really? Wow.
Yes, I was expecting that, man. I know you love LeBron. You love LeBron.
Some of us love LeBron.
Some of us, not everybody does. But I was expecting that because I think he was just tired of losing in the finals. And then he wanted to build his brand in LA. And, that's where he is right now.
You happy for him?
I don't want to say I'm happy or whatever for him, but, man, yes, I think it's going to be way better.
So, for the record, Enes has taken a couple of shots at me on Twitter, but he's taken hundreds of shots at LeBron James.
Yes, I remember in the finals, Golden State finals. I remember.
But I'm in great company because you're often going after LeBron on Twitter or whatever.
I'm on that side with that one. No, with him.
Right.
no, with that one. No.
You on the wrong side. You're on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on the dark side.
So describe your sort of Twitter relationship with LeBron. How do you explain it?
First of all, no disrespect his game, man. Obviously, the guy is one of the best players ever played his game. But I think it all started. You guys know with they should have drafted this guy, that guy, and then it really hurt not just me, it hurt us. And then we just talk about it in a locker room. It's like, hey, you got to step up for yourself, Frank. And then I was actually proud of him that they got a little push with LeBron, but like. The 18-year-old kid against the 260, the best player in the world, the guy. I was like, come on, man, you cannot abuse the guy. I was like, you know what, I gotta get into that one. I was like, started getting into that, and then they we pushed a little bit, and then they asked me the year before I watched the clip that they were playing a bottle flip game.
They were
in New York City.
They were.
They blew them out by like 30-40. I'm like, come on, man, this is disrespectful. You cannot do that in New York.
Disrespectful. Yeah.
And then we were fine, and then that he posted that Instagram, say, the king of New York and whatever. I was like, okay, this is too much now. Stay in your lane.
So do you guys talk during the game ever? Do you exchange any trash talk?
Actually, no, but it really hurt me. Yeah. Really, I was like, man, this is crazy that the second game he came to MSG, I saw that the shoes was saying, I am king. You probably remember that shoes.
Oh, do we?
I thought he was going to sign and give it to me. He didn't. I would have put on post on eBay.
Well, did you ask?
No, I didn't ask. I'm not going to ask the dude to give me your shoes.
Okay. Do you guys ever like bang inside where you feel like it's getting physical, where you're trying to take it out on him? Or?
Oh, no. I'm a nice guy. But
you're more of a finesse player, right?
I try. Yeah? Yes.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fun, though. I mean, just going against a guy like that, man, it's definitely amazing. I will tell my grandkids, hey, I got in a fight with LeBron,
Well, you can prevent them from playing the bottle flip game if you're not getting blown out by 40, 50 points.
Hey, we are getting better. We're in the process of getting better.
Yeah.
Every year getting better and better. I'm really...
When LeBron and Frank got into it and you come into the fray, what did you say to LeBron?
I did not cuss. I just said, hey, don't mess with my man. Because I see my teammates like my family.
Right.
Frank and anybody. So I was like, if somebody mess with my teammates, it's like messing with my brothers. Right. That's why I got in and
what did he say?
It was too much trash talking. I couldn't even hear. It was too loud. The whole crowd was going crazy. I was like, now they don't, like when I walk on the street, they don't even talk about my game. It's like, hey, good job, man. Keep going at LeBron. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like,
you like that?
I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you would stand up for your teammates.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
There you go.
But not against LeBron.
No, the guys wouldn't do my teammates like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
They know what's good for them.
So how do you think LeBron will do in L.A. this coming season with what you've seen them build the roster with?
Well, I mean, the locker room, the personalities in the locker room, man. It's going to be crazy. I don't know if LeBron's going to take that because LeBron's a professional dude. It's just all about professionalism and perfection, everything. So, like, the locker room's going to be crazy. But I think you know they have a really good chance to make to the Western Conference Finals.
Do you really?
I do, yes.
Western Conference Finals.
That's it.
That's it, he said.
That's it.
That would be a huge accomplishment.
That's it. I think they got 3 teams in the West. You know, the Houston, obviously. Now they got Melo. I know you guys don't like Melo, but
no.
Well, we need Melo to like Melo and realize that Melo is not the same Melo from 5-6 years ago.
I just worked out. I saw him working out, you know, just two days ago in LA, and he was killing it. He's killing it. I think he's hungry. Oh yeah, he's hungry. He's going at it. I'm really excited about him, man.
But by the way, where was this?
LA.
UCLA? UCLA?
UCLA?
Equinox.
Melo was playing at Equinox?
Gotta go hang out there.
Shooting at Equinox, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guys go to one on supposedly.
Well, I hope Melo can tear it up at Equinox.
Oh my God! Come on, man.
Right?
Come on, man.
But see, he's tearing it up. But that's a one-on-one game. He's going to a team that won an ISO ball. They got James Harden. They got Chris Paul. So now we saw him try to fit in at OKC, catch and shoot, spot up. That's not his game.
It's not. Definitely not. But I think definitely. But I'm excited about him, man, because he was a legend. Now he was like people are hating on him so much and stuff. But I'm really excited about him, man, because I know he's a good dude, good inside. But
he is a good dude for sure.
But
so give us some insight into Oklahoma City because you played there, you saw it. How do you explain the breakup between Durant and Westbrook? Were you surprised at all?
The Durant leaving?
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. A lot of people don't know because I'm so hard on the Durant. I actually texted him after he made his decision. I said, hey, good luck, man. You know, just it's in the end, it's business.
Back?
You got to understand, he did text back.
That's good.
And then after that, I learned that he did not even text one person.
Wow.
That really hurt me and hurt us because we were like brothers. You know, we lost their series 3-1 to 4-3. And then it was like, you know what? My thing was like, hey, come back again, try to do it next year. And then everybody was shocked that when he signed with, Golden State. It's like they just won 73 games. They don't need no help, you know?
So was it the shock of him signing with Golden State or the shock of him just leaving in general?
Signing with Golden State.
So if he'd have left and went anywhere else, you'd have been cool.
I'll be like, well, I mean, I would not be cool.
Right.
But I would
it'd
be
been
like,
okay. I get it.
But like, man, I was at Golden State. We just lost them. They just break a record, whatever. Like, come on, man. They were like brothers. You cannot do that to your brothers. And then like hurt everybody. And then I remember his first game back to OKC. It was the ugliest game ever.
He dropped 40 on you. He said he got new brothers.
So how hard was it for Kevin? To play with Russ?
Actually, let me tell you this. Let me make this clear. People are saying it's so hard to play with Russ. Man, this dude, like, I don't understand. He's like maybe the best teammate I ever played with.
Wow.
He's a very good dude. I mean, I love him, man. Like on the court, off the court, because he's the type of guy that makes himself better and makes everybody else better around him. Well, some people say no. To me, yes. He made me so much better on the court, off the court. He was like a big brother to me.
Well, I know, but he wanted his assists to go up, so he left you a lot of layups and dunks,
no,
right?
Not that, man. Yeah. But you can give me two players that average triple-double. He's doing it for his teammates and for his whole organization. But I love him, man. He's a good dude. But his mentality, his intensity, because I played with a lot of teams before. So whenever I'm on the bench sitting down, I'm like scared the other team's gonna say what's up. And then I got a lot of times that he cussed at me, he yelled at me because I was trying to talk to the other teammate. No shaking hands, no saying what's up. Go talk to him after the game. Don't talk right now.
Like that?
Nothing right now.
Right?
I can see that. I can see that side of him.
Oh my God, I got.
Well,
so
I remember
much.
he screamed at you for trying to talk to Kevin.
Yeah, you tried to dap Kevin up. He's like,
Yeah, I said, no, don't talk to nobody. You know? This is it.
That was even after the game.
Was it after the game?
Yeah, I think it was after the game. He said, don't talk to that.
Maybe, yeah.
He called him a bad name, too.
He called me a bad name, too, for that. He called me a bad name, too, for that.
So you're saying that right now LeBron's team is better than Russ's team, right? Because that's what you said.
Hold on. Let me make this clear. I don't want to say because OKC is in my heart. OKC is really special in my heart. But it's going to be a good. They got 4 teams in it. Sorry, not 3. They got 4 teams now with the Paul George signing back with the OKC. I'm like, man, it's going to be a good rivalry. It's a war every night in West.
But you know what I heard? But I noticed you didn't go back and follow up when he said LeBron James is 6'9", 260 and the best player in the NBA. I didn't hear you ask a follow-up question. You want to ask him a follow-up?
I didn't hear the best player part.
Is LeBron James the best player in the NBA?
It is the best player.
Wait, was Kevin Durant not the MVP of the NBA Finals twice in a row?
Yes, yes.
Go ahead and talk to him, man. Go ahead and talk to him,
If he put LeBron in Golden State, what will happen? Then he'll be the MVP again.
They wouldn't be quite as good, but they'd be pretty good.
Don't get me wrong, Kevin Durant, the top 2, top 3 player.
Okay,
man.
Kevin plays
KD.
defense. LeBron plays no defense. Am I right?
Oh, not no defense.
Well,
He plays
little
defense.
to know.
He plays defense, but I would pick LeBron over.
You can't change the man.
I'm just saying.
Mad at Kevin for leaving.
Oh,
You already
I'm
said
mad
it.
at LeBron more. I don't like LeBron more, but like you gotta be honest, man. LeBron is.
Weren't you trying to recruit LeBron to New York?
Well, I'm gonna try to go with KD now. You know what I mean? You know, 1+1. It's New York, the best city in the world.
Well,
hey,
it is.
Come
Yeah.
join us.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, see? So now everybody comes out here and says the same thing, but you still on that little perch. At some point in time, Skip, you got to come in and join the rest of us.
I don't know if everybody said that.
All the guys come out here that's currently playing and say LeBron.
Well, they're just afraid of him.
How they afraid of what?
No, I'm not afraid of nobody.
What about the personalities? We're talking about LeBron and all the personalities in that locker room. Do you think that's going to be an issue?
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, LeBron is about perfection, professionalism. But I don't know that locker room. They got JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
They got Lance. They got Michael Beasley.
Rondo,
Your favorite player.
Yeah, tell us about Bees. Okay, you played with Bees last
Did, yes. He's the most interesting man in the world. That's what I call him.
Really?
Very different.
Why?
It's just how he is. It's like, he's a walking bucket. I call him a walking bucket.
He can score.
But he can very score. But you know, I think LeBron going to take him to the next level. I think with LeBron going to take him to the next level. I'm really happy for him. You know, he was a really good teammate. You know, but I'm really happy for him that he joined LeBron.
He called him Joe.
Because he needed a LeBron. He needed a guy like LeBron
Sure.
to, just, hey, this is wrong.
Keep him
this
focused.
is right. Yes, keep him focused. There you go. This
But
is better
LeBron's
way
going to
to
have to keep Lance focused and JaVale focused and
put it.
Rondo focused.
Yes, that's why it's
And-
LeBron. If
and-
he's the GOAT.
And he's
if
going to have to
the-
keep LeVar Ball focused.
Oh, that one, I don't know. That might get
Off
very
the
ugly.
table. Oh, gosh, that was
Yeah.
really interesting. Thank you for joining
Oh,
us.
thank you, fellas.
We wish you the best of luck.
It was,
this
it was an
season.
honor. I watched you guys. Amazing.
Thank you.
Man,
Thank
you
you.
so much. I appreciate
Thanks for being
it.
here.
No mercy.
Well, how about this? LeBron's barbershop-style show, The Shop, has been picked up by HBO. And on the debut episode, LeBron talks about his 14-year-old son, Bronny. LeBron said he regrets giving his son the same name. He adds that he did it because he didn't have a father in his life. Shannon, are you surprised that LeBron made these comments?
I'm really not. And the thing is, Skip, and let's just take basketball out of it. Let's just say, unless Bronny, people will look at Bronny, if he's not a PhD, if he's not a big-time lawyer, he's not top of the line, people are like, well, hold on, bro. You had access to the best teachers. You had the best training. You had the best dietitian. You had the best of everything. And this is what you became? It's never going to be good enough in some eyes. And I think LeBron wanted to be a great because he says, I really never thought I would be mentioned in the same breath as Jordan. So, having a son, your last name, okay, that's one thing. But when you one of these pantheon greats, I mean, being a baseball player and your dad is Hank Aaron and you Hank Aaron Jr. or Willie Mays Jr., that's a whole different ball game.
It is.
He could have been David James, and it's still LeBron James' son.
Yep.
But when you got the namesake, LeBron James Jr., where he gonna go, Skip? You don't even have to ask no question. Are you LeBron James' son? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might see somebody saying, are you such and such son? Yeah, that's my. There ain't no question. And so that's what he has to face, Skip, is that unless he's at the top of the food chain in whatever respective thing he chooses to do, they're going to look at him like him as being unsuccessful.
Yep.
And LeBron said that's too much pressure for him.
I was surprised that LeBron publicly admitted that he has some regret about burdening his son with his name. But I loved what he said because he said, I just wanted him to have my name because I wanted to be a father for him the way my father wasn't for me.
Correct.
So I get that. So you feel like my namesake and I'm going to be there for you.
Right.
So I'm going to remind you, and we talked about this before, Michael Jordan had 2 sons, Marcus and Jeffrey, and he stayed in the background as they rose up in the basketball ranks. They both wound up at Central Florida, just okay. They never were that great. Looks like Bronny could be really good, but you just never know until you get 16, 17, 18, and body starts to mature. I don't know, but it looks like he could be very good.
Correct.
But LeBron also admitted, if you watch the whole clip, that he's been shocked at his own behavior during Bronny's games because he says, I'm turning into my mother the way she was when I was playing AAU because she couldn't control herself. And I'd say, Mama. Down. And now LeBron said, all of a sudden, my hands are sweating. All of a sudden, my legs start sweating, and I can't stop myself, and I'm up. And we saw him the other day.
He's starting to stand.
He's down. He's walking out on the floor, and he can't help himself. And I get it.
Yes.
But he's not staying in the background. He's not staying in the shadows. I read that he's in Las Vegas, I think today or tonight, because Bronny's playing another big AAU tournament. So these games are going to become events when if in fact he goes to Sierra Canyon High School out in San Fernando Valley. Those are going to become big events. They're going to have to maybe move they're called the Trailblazers. They're going to have to move those games to Staples after a while because they're going to be destination games.
They're going to make a lot of money.
Right?
Because the ticket price is about to go up, Skip. That's what's about to happen.
Because half of the show, maybe more than half the show, is going to be watching LeBron watch Bronny.
Yeah, the game is going on, but I'm coming to see if LeBron is
there.
But Skip, this is a burden. I mean, to ask.
Man.
I mean, look, this is a rarity, and you're asking an awful lot. And we were talking about when the son, when the dad is an all-time great, and then the son has to follow. We got to go back, and we were talking off camera. I was talking to Coldplay, who's one of the producers of the show, Skip, the Douglases, Kurt and Michael. That's what you got to go back to. I mean, think about how many father-son actors there are, or actresses there are, or great players, basketball, whatever the sport is.
Okay.
That's the only one you can really think of.
That
were great. His dad was a great actor, and he's a great actor.
His dad was still greater than he is.
You believe so?
Oh,
you like Ben-Hur, huh?
A movie star. No, Spartacus.
Spartacus.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you make it seem like Michael Fettuccine.
No, he's not Fettuccine, but Kirk Douglas was a bigger than Michael. But go ahead.
Did you like Fatal Attraction?
Yeah, I liked it.
But this is, I mean, that's it. Too late now. He can't change his name now. I mean, so it is what it is. I mean, I understand the reason why he did it, but that's one of the reasons why I didn't do it. And I was
going to bring that up. There's no Shannon Sharp, the second junior.
No,
whatever, right?
Kiari. Because I wanted him to have his own identity. Yeah. And I didn't put pressure on him to play sports. If he wanted to play, I was going to be supportive. If he didn't want to play sports, I was going to be supportive of that. Because for me, Skip, I never wanted any of my kids to get to be 25, 30 years of age and said I did something because you wanted me to do it. Nah, go live your life. Because I'm living my best life.
No mercy.
Well, this offseason, the Warriors went from facing LeBron in 4 straight finals to now having to face him in the same division. The Kings' move to the Lakers was the biggest story this offseason, and Kevin Durant was actually happy about the news. Let's take a listen.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a perfect decision, perfect move. Did everything he's supposed to do in Cleveland. I think this is a perfect next step for him. And he's kind of breaking down the barriers of what an NBA superstar is supposed to be. You know, you feel like you're supposed to just, play it out in one spot. I think he did a good job of giving you different chapters, and it's going to make his book even more interesting when it's done.
We're now joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. All right, Chris, when you hear these comments from KD, what do you make of them?
Well, first off, he clearly has no fear of the Lakers. That's number one, all right? Number two, this makes me believe that in the back of Kevin Durant's mind, or maybe even the middle of his mind, he's going to go join LeBron with the Lakers, or that's a serious thought in his mind. Because usually if you're asked about a player moving teams and you support him, you're like, hey, he did what made him happy. I'm happy for him.
Best for his
family. He did
what's
best for his family. To go to, I absolutely love it. It's perfect. Twice you said that. It's hard for me to think of a situation as a player thinking about another player moving, being like that excited about it.
Right.
Like this is great. Unless the team he left was a real threat to you. Like if Cleveland was a real rival and, they could beat us, then yeah, you're glad he's gone. But this was just over. And then he went on to say he's creating a new paradigm for superstars, moving from team to team, new chapters in his book. And all that could apply to KD. Move to different
Absolutely.
teams, have another chapter. Now, I'm on the record as saying I don't think it makes sense for KD. I would just stay in Golden State and win 4, 5, who knows how many rings, keep LeBron from winning rings. But, I will say this. First of all, he has to do it next year, I would think, because if the Lakers get Kawhi or some other big-time free agent, they may not have money to get KD. But as much as I think it doesn't make that much sense for KD to do it, I got to admit, it'd be great for the NBA. Especially and maybe only if Golden State remained intact.
Yep.
So if Steph, Draymond, Klay stay in Golden State, maybe keep Cousins. Now you got a team that won 73 that we really, let's be honest, we can look at and say, as great as they were, we really never got to see how great they could be without KD.
Yep.
So now you would have that type of team going against LeBron and KD, the best two players in the world. I think it would be a tremendous rivalry. Sure. Certainly it would make other players upset because it'd clearly be a two-man race, two-team race. But, gosh, it would be great. I mean, storylines galore.
I believe he said that, Chris. I believe he said what he's saying because it would make his job to leave again a lot easier. Can you imagine the blowback had he got without LeBron doing what he did to Miami first? Had LeBron not gone to Miami and KD just up and leave OKC and go to a 73-9?
I don't think he even does it, to be honest.
Exactly. So LeBron provided cover for some of the blowback that he got some, but he would have got a lot more had LeBron not did what he did earlier. So I believe he's saying this, and he's also saying, if you look at, he's a superstar, but he's active. You look at how he's empowered people in his community. We don't normally see the superstars because before it was basketball, basketball, basketball. LeBron says it can be basketball, but it can also be with these issues going on. I'm going to take a stand on these. It can also be try to empower my community in doing things in my community. So he's saying what we thought a superstar could only be, LeBron is showing you it can be so much more.
Yep.
And the days of, because then free agency wasn't like it is now. The thought of Larry Bird playing for someone else other than Celtics or Magic Johnson playing for someone else other than the Lakers is beyond anyone. But in today's game, you're probably going to see more of the superstars, Skip, not stay with the team that drafted them originally. And I think that's going to become, it's not acceptable right now, but I believe in the near future.
Most superstars post Kobe, or drafted after Kobe, have moved. Now some haven't. Westbrook has it. But Chris Paul, LeBron, KD, Dwight Howard,
D Wade.
Yeah, it is becoming more common.
Melo.
Yep.
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
What did I tell you from the first day? As soon as we heard LeBron was going to Lakers, to Hollywood.
You told him to pick up the phone and call KD.
And I was told he did. He checked with him. He doubted that he would do it this time, although Kevin was a free agent. He had to re-sign with Golden State. But next year is the year and the time. And I'm with Chris. That was the strongest indication yet that Kevin will seriously consider, depending on how it all shakes out this year in Golden State and with the Lakers, that he will seriously consider joining LeBron for one last hurrah together. And remember, they've had a long, close relationship. Remember what was happening before they met in that finals, Miami, Oklahoma City? They got very close. And I think it was LeBron kind of going out of his way to keep your friends close and your enemies closer because he knew Kevin Durant was on the rise. Remember, they used to work out together. They used to play one-on-one.
He was a mentor to Durant.
He was a mentor. Remember, they used to play flag football together. Remember, that they had a real relationship. And when they finally met in that finals, and LeBron would just back down Kevin in the low post. Remember, he just terrorized him, starting in games 2, 3, 4, right in there. And it's because he knew his game, and he knew he was stronger, and he knew Kevin hadn't, not that Kevin ever had a man body, but he plays strong now.
He's wiry,
so He's wiry strong. So the point is that Kevin has a real affection for LeBron because he was the little brother who grew up. He was Shannon Sharp to Sterling. And little brother grew up until Shannon thinks he's a little better than Sterling, even though that's debatable because Sterling got to stop prematurely, but still, it was getting real debatable, right? So now it's debatable to him, but I think he would love, because he talked about it being a book, like a storybook. And LeBron's had this storybook career. I told Shannon that he was born to be a Laker, to finish with the Lakers. It's beautiful. It's perfect. He needed to go to Hollywood because he got blessed to get drafted by his hometown team. How great is that?
Yeah, that didn't happen often.
He did get that team to a finals with not a whole lot of help. And again, it was against the Spurs. And then he did get to go join Pat Riley's Miami Heatles, take his talents to South Beach. And it was great. And it was great for the NBA because they became the traveling road show, rock band on the road, right? And then he got to go home, and he did by hook or crook. He won the championship for Cleveland, and now he's gone to Hollywood. So it's beautiful. And Kevin Durant saying he broke down those barriers. He did. LeBron broke through with all that. He set that up. He made it a whole new landscape. And LeBron's book, and he literally at some point will have a book when this is all over, and it's going to be a bombshell bestseller because the chapters are sensational, and it just builds momentum all the way to Los Angeles. But the capper, the final chapter, would be Kevin Durant plus LeBron championship. That would be.
And when you talk to guys close to LeBron about this possibility, nothing's definitive, obviously, but they talk about it's bigger than basketball, to what you said. And I think Durant, he's followed in LeBron's footsteps, not only on the court, but, he's a business mogul himself or becoming one.
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. He's doing a lot of the same things. He's got guys around him that he's empowered, that he grew up with or that he knew when he was young.
Didn't he get like $14 million? He won some award at the NBA thing because he gave $14 million to his community. So he's
doing
he was at his
similar
charity
things.
Yesterday. That's where he got interviewed.
By ESPN. I wonder if they come together, obviously they're going to try to win championships and I think will. But I also wonder if they're going to try to make some statement about working together. And I don't know if it'll be even black men working together to win, do things and help the community, whatever. But if they join forces, I do think it'll be bigger to them than basketball, and they will go out of their way to try to make some type of statement off the court.
Well, to your point, it wouldn't leave Golden State chopped liver because if DeMarcus gets health, if he rebounds.
If he gets health and stays,
if he can fit into the way they play, it
would be a battle.
Yeah,
but you'll know early on because Clay up next year.
Yeah, it's weird. You hear many things. I think he's staying, and I hear strongly that he's staying.
Clay.
I know, I know Michael Thompson, his dad, would love him to be in the purple and gold. But that's the thing. I mean, how many free agents can they get, right? I mean, they can get one max free agent. Right. Can the Lakers get two? I don't know they'll be in position to do that.
Well, you will have like a bunch. You have like 3 guys making between 35 and 40 million, and the rest of the guys making 2 million.
Well, for this to be, like I said, great for the league, though, Golden State has to remain intact. If KD goes to the Lakers and Clay goes somewhere else and Draymond goes, then.
But what about if the Celtics mess around and get Kawhi and Kyrie, Kawhi, and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? And now you got the Lakers and the Celtics just like the old times, the good old days.
I wouldn't discount Philly either in this because Joel Embiid is.
Well, Philly and the Lakers was a good matchup in the
80s. If KD were to go to the Lakers, again, I know Kawhi wants to be in L.A., but, man, I have to seriously look at Philly just for, being on the team that can compete with
There's no way Adam Silver's letting Kawhi, KD, and LeBron go to one team.
No. That'd be worse than this.
Skip said, well, how can he do anything about it? They're free agents. He's like, no, you're not. It's not happening.
He couldn't do anything about it. There's no way he could.
Skip, if you want to see that.
You know who tight? LeBron is tight with Adam Silver, and it's like Adam Silver would not get in the way of that.
Is that what you want to see? Yeah. Do you want to see KD, Kawhi, and LeBron?
I want to see KD win a championship for LeBron.
See, look, I've talked about with KD how the negatives, right? Why help LeBron get rings? There's potential negatives for LeBron, Because what if LeBron starts to decline? At some point it's coming.
A little bit.
And then what if KD is the best player when they join forces? Now, LeBron will be playing well, championship's a championship, but for people like Skip, that's going to be fodder that, you didn't
like me. Hold
on. Huh? James Worthy.
You got your minions out there.
James Worthy
one of me. Nobody's like me.
James Worthy won the Finals MVP over Magic. It didn't decrease Magic Johnson.
Who
That's
even
just
remembers
Finals
that?
MVP. But for the whole year, Magic was the man. I'm with you, but that will, for the LeBron haters, that will be fodder.
He's going to be in
President.
year 17.
So
It almost seems too good to be true.
You let the cat out of the bag just now.
No, I
You
said
said KD lead LeBron to
I've
a
been saying-
championship.
what did I say earlier in the show? Obviously, Kevin Durant is playing at a higher level than
But what
LeBron is
happens is-
now.
well,
now.
But first of all, they're not going to let either one of those guys they play together win the MVP. So that's off the table.
No, they wouldn't. That's why LeBron will get his 5th this year.
That's off the table.
This year, and then KD may never win another MVP.
You're right.
Maybe it's the other. We will see.
No mercy.
Jim Harbaugh is entering his 4th season at Michigan and went 8-5 last year. His Wolverines have been terrible against arch rivals Ohio State and Michigan State. So yesterday, he was asked about that at Big Ten Media Day. Let's take a listen.
You came into Ann Arbor with perhaps the most hype of any coach in the history of the Big Ten, maybe in all of college football. A few years later, you've got a third place, and 4th place finish, and you're 1-5 against Michigan State and Ohio State. What do you have to do this year to demonstrate to the Michigan community that you are on the path to achieving what they hired you to achieve?
Well, the improvement will lead to success, will lead to championships.
I got to give it to that reporter for that question. One, it was loaded, but a lot was asked there, Shannon. Should Harbaugh be on the hot seat?
Hell yeah, and I should be turning up the heat. Because he hadn't done what they paid him to do, Skip. They came with all this fanfare. Because you remember Coach Schembechler's famous words were, I want a Michigan man. Well, they got a Michigan man. Now, I'm going to tell you what they do. Now, this team, they go some really cool places, Skip. They went to the Vatican. They've been to France. They went to Normandy. They went to Paris. Next year, they're going to South Africa. But let me tell you where they haven't been. Indianapolis for the Big Ten Championship. Where they haven't been, the College Bowl playoff. That's where they have not been. Now, when you go to Alabama, Coach Saban said, I'm going to tell you where I'm going to take you. I'll take you to Atlanta, because that's where the SEC championship is. I'm going to take you to bowl games. He's the 3rd highest paid coach in football. Tell me why. Can't beat Ohio State, can't beat Michigan State on a consistent basis. If you can't beat your 2 rivals, you're not going to play a national championship game, what the hell good are you? They pay you $9 million for what? You make more than Urban Meyer, and have you beat him yet? Man, Jim Harbaugh so over. Oh, he's the quarterback whisperer. They're going to make the excuse. He can't find a quarterback, but I thought he was the quarterback whisperer. He got all this credit for Andrew Luck. Come to find out, Andrew Luck, anybody could have coached Andrew Luck. So we're going to see now he gets Shea Patterson. Guy the transfer from Ole Miss. When he came out, he was a top 1, top 2, 3 recruit in all of football. So we're going to see. But for $9 million, you don't need to be going to no Gator and Citrus Bowls. For that kind of money, you need to be playing with a chance to go to the national championship and get one of those trophies. So for me, I'm going to go a lot of coaches before I get to Jim Harbaugh's name as far as college coaches. He's not even close to well, we know he's not the best in the Big Ten, but he's not better than Dabo. We know he's not. You remember? You sat right here and said old khaki pants was better than old St. Nick. Now you need to apologize. Yeah, you do. You need to apologize to St. Nick for talking about khaki pants is better.
St. Nick's defense has gotten torched big game after big game after big game. Do I need to start in and show you how?
I tell you who offense won't torch it. That anemic, pathetic, mundane offense that's up there in Ann Arbor. They're terrible. You know it. They're 8-5, Skip. When last time Coach Saban been 8-5?
When Shea Patterson got hurt at Ole Miss last year, he was leading the SEC in passing. Interesting. And now he got cleared to go straight up to Ann Arbor without having to sit out a year, and he's going to be the starting quarterback at Michigan. So for the first time in 4 years, Jim Harbaugh is going to have a real live quarterback, because look at his defenses over these first 3 years in Ann Arbor. 4th in the nation, 1st in the nation, 3rd in the nation. Jabril Peppers, Taco Charlton, Jordan Lewis. I can go on.
Stop mentioning Taco.
Well,
he served up none of them last year.
He's going to be serving a bunch of them this year, and so is Jordan Lewis. He's going to be eating tacos out there.
If you don't mind me asking, can you tell me, can you give me the top 5 quarterback that Coach Saban has had, but keep winning national championships? You notice a common thing?
Well, this is about Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. Obviously,
is he on the hot seat, yes or no?
He is, because I'm sure the Michigan fans are getting extremely impatient to see some progress on offense, not on defense. You can't. I don't think even Coach Saban's defenses have ranked that high.
Oh, yeah, they have.
3 years.
Oh, yeah, they have.
4th, 1st, and 3rd. It'd be real close. It'd be real close.
But
So we looked at Jim Harbaugh. He went to the University of San Diego, and he turned it right around. They went 11-1, 11-1. Then he went to Stanford, and he was a doormat of that conference, and they started turning around. But they did have Andrew Luck those last 2 years, and they went 12-1 with Andrew. He had a quarterback. Then he goes to the 49ers, and he goes 13-3, 11-4-1, 12-4. He goes to 3 straight NFC championship games. Is that coaching? You better believe it. And 1 year, he made as bold and gutsy a quarterback choice as I could ever remember. Because in midstream, he said, A.Smith, you're out. Colin Kaepernick, you're in. And what happened? A Super Bowl happened. And Colin Kaepernick threw a pass that was very controversial at the end of the game. I thought it was pass interference on Crabtree. And it could have been victory San Francisco, but it was victory other Harbaugh, John Harbaugh.
But this is what we know about Coach Harbaugh, Skip. He has a 4-year shelf life wherever he's been. So good.
Well, I don't think this one started yet. Seriously, I don't think it's started yet. So you know they're going to defend, but can they score? Well, let's see what Shea Patterson does. Because he's had a bunch of below-average quarterbacks, and I know for a fact from somebody who's been one of those quarterbacks that I talked to, he has ground their psyches into sawdust, pressuring them to play.
He grounds everybody's psyche into sawdust. That's why he has a short shelf life.
Did he do it with Colin Kaepernick? I think he got the best out of Colin, right?
But Skip,
wouldn't Colin swear by him?
Yes, but Skip, for years, he grinds people. And you know, you love him, he comes in with a whirlwind, but that same tornado that comes in, they're like, woo, we got it. Look what we got. When it sweeps its way out of there, Skip, guess what happened? You know it and I know it.
Shea Patterson might just be his Colin Kaepernick.
Well, just imagine if just imagine the amount of national championships that Coach Saban would have had if he ever had an Andrew Luck. If he'd ever had an Andrew Luck, what would he have done? Because he took a running back and went to the college playoff.
Yeah,
Blake Sims.
I don't think he could stand for the quarterback to have more acclaim and attention than the head coach does. Maybe that's why he has
That's never going to happen.
Raggedy quarterback.
Don't do that, Skip. Yeah. Don't do that. That's so unbecoming of you.
Yeah,
you and I both know. What man do you know would want to go coach at the school that the greatest college coach ever coached at? Got a statue. You got to walk past the statue every single day. And you see people in the stands with that houndstooth hat on. What did he do that at? And he got a statue out front too now.
Big game, St. Nick's defense gives up 40.
No mercy. And ESPN ranked the best college football teams of the last 20 years. They put Vince Young's 2005 Texas team at #1, followed by Tim Tebow's 2008 Florida Gator team and the 2001 Miami team that had guys like Ed Reed, Andre Johnson, and Clinton Portis. Shannon, when you think about these teams, these games, who would you put at #1?
Man, it's the Hurricanes, and it's not even close, Jenny. This is not even close. Let's get, Skip, you know my word is.
Wait, is it my turn?
No, it's not your turn. I like to use the word context. There are 11 offensive guys, there are 11 defensive guys. Of the 22 starters that started that night for the Hurricanes, 11 of them were first-round draft picks. 17 guys on that roster were drafted in the first round. 38 of those guys overall were draft picks.
Wow.
Now, the starting running back that night was Clinton Portis. He went in the second round.
Yep.
Willis McGahee was his backup. Frank Gore was his backup. Frank Gore got 14,000 rush yards. Andre Johnson, you didn't mention Jeremy Shockey, was the starting tight end.
Wait, you didn't mention Jeremy.
Oh, no, I'm talking to Jenny because you read Andre Johnson.
Was she supposed to mention?
I couldn't mention them all.
Jeremy Shockey, Kellen Winslow II, Jonathan Vilma, DJ Williams. Oh, man, Big Vince Wolford. Come on, Skip. This is not even close. How about this? Skip. They had Nebraska, who was the 4th-ranked team. They had them 34-0 at half.
Oh, then what happened?
3 games. Skip. They put it in cruise control, 34-0 at half. Last 4 games of the season, they beat 14th-ranked Syracuse, 59-0. 12th-ranked UW, 65-7. They went to Blacksburg, Virginia Tech. Now, you know that's a tough place to play. Beat them down. Florida State, early in the year, Florida State had won 54 consecutive home games. Stomped them out. The Miami Hurricanes is the best team ever assembled. Nobody can touch it. Definitely not. Vince Young was unbelievable, Skip. That might have been the best game I've ever seen. They would have beaten the brakes off a Vince Young team.
Really?
They would have, and that Tebow team, Skip, think about this. Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, who was on projection to be one of the 2 or 3 best safeties they ever played, was a freshman and played special teams. Oh, my goodness. They were loaded. You know it. If you say Florida, Skip Bayless, don't you do it. Don't you say Florida because, Skip, I'm asking you. Please don't do it, Skip. I'm asking you. Do me one, Skip, don't do it, Skip. Ain't no, don't do it.
Tell me when you're finished.
It's not, I'm never going to be finished if you, Skip, don't do it. I'm asking you nicely.
So, Jenny, I ask you.
Yes.
Did he bring up the Hurricanes quarterback that year? No. I didn't hear him.
I could have played quarterback.
Wait a second. No, you could not have.
Yes, I could
because
have.
It's the hardest position to play in all of sports.
Not
it's
in college.
It's the most important position in all of sports, even in college.
Didn't you see
it's
Alabama?
It's why Vince Young took a team that was pretty good all the way to the top. It's why Tim Tebow took a team that was pretty good all the way to the top.
What about all those picks they had? Come on, Skip. Look at what look at the Canes. Come on now.
I'm not going. Okay, are you going to tell me who the quarterback was, or do I have to say?
Eric Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey?
Yeah, Dorsey.
So you just made a case for the greatest team ever with Ken Dorsey at quarterback? You're disqualified. It's over and out. I covered Ken Dorsey for a while when he was a 49er. He was no good.
What you going to do about all the other guys?
I don't care. The position that matters most has Ken Dorsey. You're out.
Skip.
You just
look
got
at Alabama's won
Ken
5.
Dorsey, how can you defend him?
Ken Dorsey? Alabama has won 5 national championships. Skip, there have been some great teams that the quarterback hasn't been very good. You make it seem like everybody got a number 1 overall draft pick. With this talent, 11 of their 22 starters were first-round draft picks. Let that sink in.
Let this sink in. The best team I have seen in the last 20 years played in 2014 for The Ohio State University, led by my man Ezekiel Elliott, who was the most dominating college running back I have ever seen. I've never seen anything like what he did down the stretch.
Oh, you Herschel Walker?
Most dominating.
No,
I know
sir.
Herschel Walker. This was off the charts. This was beyond Herschel Walker. Eric Dickerson, name somebody else. I'll tell you why. They play Wisconsin that had a really good defense in the Big Ten championship game. It was 59-0 because Zeke went for 220 yards. Then they play St. Nick's defense in the national semifinal, and they hang 42 on St. Nick's defense because Zeke ran for 230 yards. Then they play Oregon in the national championship game, Marcus Mariota, and they hang 42 on the Ducks because Zeke goes for 246 yards. Those are the 3 greatest big game running back games you will ever find. You can't top that. Zeke was better than any of those 3 running backs that you named from the Hurricanes, and they're all really good. But Clinton Portis or McGahee or who was the other one? They're just
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore. They're not this guy. This guy is going to be all-time great. This is a Hall of Famer. This was a college football Hall of Fame run that he had. And guess what, boys and girls? He had a quarterback.
Cardale Jones.
Cardale Jones.
What's he doing now?
Played through. I don't care what he's doing now. I just know what he did then.
Okay, what did Ken Dorsey do then?
You know what? He went Nick Foles in those 3 games, Cardale Jones did, because I've never seen a quarterback hotter, play better, and I'm talking about throwing it and running it.
And he lost his job the next year.
Oh, well, I don't care. Those 3 games, he completes 61% of his passes for 742 yards in 3 games. He was out of his mind hot. He was like man among boys hot. He looked bigger, stronger, faster with a bigger arm than anybody he was playing against. So wait a second. I'm not finished. The floor is mine.
It's not going to change.
If you want to talk about draft choices, let's look at the Ohio State defense.
Okay.
Look at that secondary. Marshawn Lattimore, Malik Hooker, Garyon Conley, Eli Apple, those are high pick. Those are first round.
Which one better than Ed Reed?
Which one better than Ed Reed? All 4 of them together, that's a secondary. I'll tell you who's better than anybody on the Hurricanes is a pass rusher, Joey Bosa. He dominated college football. I've never seen anything like him in college. And he's pretty good in pro football.
He's playing his tail off.
Yeah, so all of a sudden I'm saying, okay, so you got the best pass rusher, you got the best running back, you had the best quarterback over those 3 games, and you got the best secondary by far. You're the best team I ever seen.
I'll take Andre Johnson. Skip, their starting defense, the Canes starting defense, 7 first-rounders.
Okay, you got it, but you can't beat the quarterback. I've got Cardale. I'll take Cardale Jones over Ken Dorsey.
Why?
Seriously?
How?
Ken Dorsey was like You want to talk about below average? How do you wind up with Ken Dorsey
Well,
on
if
that
Cardell
team?
Jones is what you said he was, how did he lose his job the following
I don't
year
know.
after 3 games?
He's out of his mind.
Oh, he was out of his mind.
What is he, 6'5"?
That doesn't have anything to do.
50.
Oh, man, Vince Wilfork. I ain't even mentioned Antrell Roll. Antrell Roll was a freshman. Third team behind Ed Reed and Sean Taylor. Oh, Skip,
I'd like
come
to
on.
see that battle because
Vilma,
Zeke,
DJ. Ooh.
Zeke, he would slice and dice that defense.
Clinton, Clinton Porter, Clinton Porter was Rookie of the Year. Zeke was Zeke. 2 1,500-yard seasons, back to back. Had Clinton
Are you
Porter.
trying to tell me Clinton Portis is better than Ezekiel Elliott? Because he's just not. Sorry, he's just not. He's really good, but he's not.
Had Clinton Porter stayed in Denver, Clinton Porter would have been a Hall of Famer.
But he didn't, and he wasn't.
Okay, we got to see what Zeke's going to do. You make it seem like Zeke's going to the Hall of Fame after 2 years.
He's going to be all-time great. Obviously, I got to knock on wood that
How about
he stays
this?
healthy.
Will he have more rush yards than Frank Gore?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's just
Put 5 cases of due on that.
This guy's dominant.
Put 5 cases of due on that.
Well, we're going to have a long wait.
I ain't got number time. I ain't going nowhere.
I don't know.
I ain't got number time.
You just turned 50.
I ain't got number time. I ain't going nowhere. I know I'm going to live a long time. I ain't hoping to.
Yeah, this team was hotter than that team.
No, Skip. Your team lost the game. This team, 54 games, they went to Florida State and beat Florida. Now, Florida State kept a stink back then.
Yeah, I'll give you that team was loaded except for the quarterback.
Your team was loaded except for the quarterback.
That's wrong. Look at the numbers. 46 of 75 in 3 games for 742. I've never seen a quarterback play at a higher level than Cardell did for those 3 games.
And think about
they're
it.
big games.
And he played as high as he possibly could. Zeke rushed for 1 million yards. They won by 7.
Over St. Nick, but they scored 42.
Nebraska. They beat. Who beat somebody 65-7? Who goes on the road and beat a team 59-0? Where they do that at?
I don't know how they did it with Ken Dorsey.
I do.
Yeah.
You got
handing off a lot.
When you got Andre Johnson, you got Jeremy Shockey, you got Winslow II, you got Clinton Porter, Willis McGahee.
And Ken Dorsey's trying to get the ball to him?
All you got to do is hand it to him. Bryant McKinney was an offensive lineman. Kerry. Come on, Skip. Why you do that?
I have to be with Skip on this. That year, Cardell, never seen anything like it.
You were there.
No, it wasn't that year. It wasn't that year. It was those 3 or 4 games.
Well, it was.
Who cares?
It was.
He defied the odds there.
Yeah, I didn't even bring up the Michigan game. They beat the brakes off Michigan, and Zeke went for 121 against Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan, really?
Top defense. Yeah.
Either way, that's why we all love college football.
Canes all the way.
Okay.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at 9:30 a.m. Eastern on Monday for another week of Undisputed. I can't wait. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.